Good morning class. Welcome back to your video lecture. So today in this video lecture we are going to discuss a very important part of your English language, that is your writing skills as well as your reading skills. Okay? So in this video we are going to discuss that how we have to or we should attempt these type of particular questions. Okay, before starting this video I would like to say that I hope all of you are fine at your home, and as you all know that your date sheet as well as your syllabus has been uploaded by your teachers, class teachers in your group as well as ourselves. So I hope now you know that your exams are right on the corner, so you have started preparing for your exams. So now let's continue this part. Now in this video what we are going to basically discuss is the reading and the writing section of your English language. Okay, so as you all know that your English language paper is basically divided into three parts. Okay, first one is reading section, the second one is writing, and the third one is grammar section. So as we have already discussed the grammar section in other videos. Now in this video we are going to discuss the writing as well as the reading skills part. Okay, so now let's start it first. So now students, moving forward, let's first discuss that in writing skills or writing sections what are the important things that we have to do. So for writing skills, what are the major things that we do is that the writing section basically consists of two writing tasks. Okay, the first task combines elements of listening and reading. You may be asked to listen to a lecture or a recording of a conversation, or you may need to read a short text. Okay, taking notes during listening and reading is allowed. After listening or reading, you must then answered a question based on the context. So basically the first part or the first section of writing skills are basically combinations of listening and reading. It may be only listening part that you have to do, or particularly reading part. Okay, these are for higher levels, but at your level, at 6th, 7th or 8th level, what basically is given to you is the reading part. Okay, where you in the reading part what you get unseen passages or comprehensions, these type of things we get, right? So what we have to do in this type of things, we basically have to read the particular text or the particular unseen passage, and after reading that we have to comprehend, or after reading that particular passage, what we have to do, we have to answer the questions that are provided to us. Okay, so that this is the first part of a particular writing skill. Then the second part is about totally imaginative writing skills. In this, what are the things that comes, that are it may be passage writing, maybe a passage writing is given to you, or a descriptive writing can be given to you, or essays. These type of imaginative writings or writings for which you have to think about. Okay, in these type of writing, basically what we have to do, we have to create an imagination, or you can say we have to basically write our observation. Okay, so these type of things we have to do in the second section, or you can say second part of the writing skill, that is imaginative writing. Okay, so now let's talk about the first part, that is comprehension or unseen passages, you can say. So in this, what we have to do basically, to solve a comprehension passage are an important part of understanding the language. So as we all know that this is very, comprehension is very important part of English language, or even in Hindi language we get the unseen passage. Okay, so for a language it is very important for you to understand the language or to comprehend on those particular thing. That you can do only if you are able to understand the language properly. Okay, then only you can give the answers that is being asked to you. Okay, so it is the art of reading. Basically it's the art of reading that you have to follow, or understanding. It's not like you only have to read a particular text, you also have to understand the text, that what is written in this text or what is written in this paragraph that is being given to you, right? And also remembering it. if the passage or a paragraph is very long, you have to remember this important point also. Okay, and after doing all of these, the reading part, understanding part, and also remembering part, what you have to do, you have to that once you have understood the passage, once the passage that is given to you, you understood all of that, what you have to do, you have to be able to reproduce the section or reproduce the same passage in your own words. Okay, it's not like you have read the passage and while you are writing the question answers, while you are writing or attempting the questions that are given to you from the passage, you are totally finding those particular words in the passage and just copying it from there, that this is the correct answer. No, that is not going to help you to understand that how a comprehension passage is done. Okay, so for it, you, the very important thing for you is to first read the passage and also understand it while you are reading reading a particular element from the passage. Okay, so now let's do a sample paragraph, or you can say a sample comprehension passage. This is the passage in front of you. I'm going to read it, and after this we are going to attempt the questions related to this passage. Okay, so now let's read the passage paragraph. Okay, so the giraffe is the tallest of all the living land animals. A male can go up to 18 feet and a female up to 15 feet. Such height enables them to escape the competition for ground level grass that exist among other leaf eaters. So basically in this section, what is given to us, that giraffe is the longest, or you can say the tallest animal living. Okay, living tallest animal, and the height of a male giraffe is up to 18 feet, and also the female giraffe can reach up to 15 feet. Okay, and due to this height, due to because they have so much of, because they have such a large height, or you can say so tall they are, due to this what happened, they are away from the competition of grass eaters that are on the ground level. Means those people who are eating grass from the ground, they don't have competition with them because they can't eat that particular, so they don't have to fight because they are eating the leaves that are on the higher or the taller side. Okay, it also gives him a long range of vision. He takes the warning of the approaching enemy earlier. So what, as the giraffe is taller in the height, so the giraffe can see to the very um, um, larger extent. So due to that, he can actually access that if an enemy is approaching towards the giraffe. Okay, so giraffe eat a variety of leaves, but set leaves are their favorite diet. Okay, they eat different kinds of leaf, but acacia leaves are their favorite leaves. Okay, in spring, when many trees are not in leaf, they spend 80% of the day eating. So during the spring, okay, the giraffe eats 80% of the time they are doing only eating. Okay, and in summer, when trees are in full leaves, they need only 15% of eating. So what happens, during the summer they eat only 15%. Okay, 15% of the time they are eating, and the rest of the time they are doing something else. And during spring, what are they doing? During spring they eat 80% of their time. Okay, and the rest of the time is spent in resting and quarreling. So what happens, the giraffe during the summer, what happened, they only eat 15% of the time. Okay, and the rest of the time they are either resting or either fighting with each other. Okay, a giraffe's long neck is made up like that of man and the most mammal. Okay, so their neck, as we all know that their neck is larger than others, or you can say taller than others, not larger, their neck is taller. So due to as their neck is taller, their neck is also similar to that of man and mammals, other mammals. Okay, of only 7 vertebrae. Okay, their neck is only made up of 7 vertebrae. Okay, the bones are attached to one another with ball and socket joints. So their neck is also similar to the neck of human beings, so you can say man. Okay, they are similar structured. They are similar structured as a particular man's neck would be. Okay, these make the neck flexible. It can run to at 50 km per hour. Okay, who can run 50 km per hour? The giraffe can run 50 km per hour. Okay, rising from a lying position is a problem for such a larger animal, so it usually keeps standing even while it sleeps. So as we all know that the giraffe is very tall. Okay, due to their taller height, what happens, it is very difficult for them if they are lying down. So it is very difficult for them to stand up. So most of the time they are sleeping while standing. Okay, to reach water with such a long neck and legs, a giraffe spread its front leg wide apart. Then it lowers its neck to drink. This awkward position make it easy for the lion to attack it. So what happened, as the giraffe is very tall, so it is very difficult for giraffe to drink the water because the water is on the ground level. Yes, so for drinking water, what they do, they basically spread their front legs, and while they spread their front leg, they then bring their neck down and then drink the water. And due to this awkward position, what happens, it is easier for the lion to attack the giraffe. Okay, so this was the comprehension passage. Now let's do a particular question that is given here. It's basically filling the blanks. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to complete the blank here. Okay, on the basis of our reading, we have to complete these blanks. Okay, so now first let's read it. A giraffe is the dash of all the land animals. So what we have read that giraffe is the tallest, right? Tallest of all the animals in the land. Okay, so the height of a dash giraffe can go up to 18 feet. And what we have read, that the height of a which giraffe can reach to 18 feet, that was of male giraffe, right? So the height of a male giraffe can reach up to 18 feet. Okay, then the C option is the dash of a female giraffe can be up to 15 feet. With this height, it doesn't have to. Okay, so the dash of a female giraffe can be up to 15 feet. So what we are talking about, what will be the 15 feet? That will be the height. So we will put here, that is height. Okay, so the height of the female giraffe can be up to 15 feet. With this height, it doesn't have to dash with other animal for leaves. What was the reason that they were not fighting with the other animals? The reason was that because due to their long or tall neck, they were eating the leaves from the tree. Okay, and not from the ground. So what will we put here? That is the competent, or you can say the fighting. They don't have to fight. Okay, they don't have to compete with the other animals for the leaves. Okay, now this enable it to see dash from a long distance. This enables them, what enables them? The long neck of the giraffe helps them to do what? To see its enemy. Okay, enemy from a long distance. Okay, now it however creates problem in reaching dash in tanks, in reaching water in tanks. Okay, they are not able to reach to the water because their neck is so tall that on the ground level they are not able to drink or eat anything from the ground level. Okay, so this was the comprehension passage, and these are the correct answers, so you can match it from here. Now let's move on to the other part, that is the words, that is, find words from the above passage that means opposite or to the following. Okay, we have to basically find the word that means so the first word is dead. So we have read in this chapter that the giraffes are the tallest living animals. So the opposite of dead is what? Living. Okay, living is the opposite of dead. Now detach. Now detach, we have read that the neck of the giraffe is attached with the bones. Okay, so here detach means it is not attached. So the opposite of detach is attach. Okay, now the C one is stiff. Stiff means something that cannot move. Okay, stiff means something that cannot move from its place. Okay, so the word that we have read opposite of this word in the chapter or in the comprehension was flexible. We have read that the neck of the giraffe is also very flexible. Okay, so the word is flexible. Now the word here is narrow. Narrow means what? Narrow means a place which is very short, very small. So opposite of narrow is, yes, wide. Okay, so these are the opposite word that we have read. Okay, so and this is the answer from the passage. Now let's move on. Let's continue our part. We have discussed the unseen passage, we have read a sample passage, and now what we are going to do, we are going to see that the other section of writing skill. And what was the other section of writing skill? That is our writing part. That first part was of our reading skills. Now we are going to moving on to the writing part, that is, and the writing part that is in your you have to do right now is paragraph writing. So in this video we are only going to talk about the paragraph writing section. Okay, and what are the important what are the basic idea that you have to follow while writing a paragraph. Okay, so now let's see, for a paragraph, what are the important, or you can say very basic things to do. A series of a sentence that are organized or coherent. So what are paragraph writing? Paragraph writing is basically the sentences which are in a continuation, or you can say which are in an organized form and coherent to each other. Okay, and are all related to a single topic is called paragraph. They must be related to a particular topic. Suppose if your topic is health is wealth, or if your topic is my school, my favorite game, my favorite book, so the topic must be of that, the paragraph that we are writing must follow the topic. Okay, if suppose we are writing about my favorite game, and I have chosen my favorite game as a cricket, or as cricket, so I am not going to write something about basketball in the middle of my paragraph. Okay, that is not going to be a proper way of writing a paragraph. So very important thing while writing a paragraph is that the topic, we should stick to the topic. The topic that we are the topic about which we are writing should be the main focus in our paragraph. Okay, breaking the larger sentence easy or topic wise similar. Wait a second. So, breaking the larger sentences, essay, or topic into smaller pieces in a well structured in a well structured form is also known as paragraphs. So, paragraphs are also basically, we include paragraphs in essay writing also. Paragraphs are basically just small sections of our writing that completes as a whole. Okay, so we basically write paragraph while in a paragraph what we must have to follow is we include our observation basically, or you can say we basically visualize about a thing. Okay, and we have to write it in our imaginative level. In our imaginative level we have to write the section of it. Okay, the lines that should include in a paragraph is at least 3 to 5 or more. Okay, so in a paragraph must have at least 4 to 5 lines. Okay, before it we cannot end a paragraph. Okay, and it includes topics, sentences, supporting sentences, as well as concluding sentences. That refers to an overall structure, which is a group of sentence focusing on a singular topic. So basically what we have to do while write what are the important points while writing a paragraph we have to follow is that we have to make observation. Okay, we have to write the observation that we have of a particular topic. Okay, we also need a very good vocabulary for writing a paragraph, and if you want to write your paragraph in a very good manner, or you can say very precise manner, for that you need a very vast vocabulary. If you don't have a this is the sample paragraph. Let's read it. The topic for the paragraph I have chosen as is the night before the examination. Okay, so now let's start reading the paragraph. A night before an exam is very important, as it is one of the determiners of the success of the exam. Okay, usually most of the students get panicked at night before an exam. Okay, but it is very important to stay relaxed and calm at night before an exam. The last chance a student can test the outcome of the test is at the night before an exam. But there are some do's that can positively affect the result of an exam night. We should avoid coffee, tea, and other beverages which will hamper the sleep. We can take a quick and short revision of the overall syllabus by we but we shouldn't wake till late night if examination is at early morning. Schedule a question answer revision with a friend can be beneficial. But a student should not waste time by gossiping and chatting with their friends. A student can try to figure out the weak points and can have a look before going to bed. It will increase the confidence level. A student should make all stuffs ready for the examination before last night exam. It will save time in the morning. The most important thing is before exam, one should keep calm and hold his confidence for achieving success. So basically, hope all of you have understood that how we should attempt the unseen passage as well as the paragraph writing, and for this you basically have to do practice by your own self. And the worksheet that I'm going to give you for this particular section, I would like you all to do it by yourself. Try to do the writing section with your own self. Don't go and google the topic and note it down from there. Okay, try to do it yourself, then only you will be able to understand that how much the writing capabilities or writing capacities you have. And to modify it, to improve it, you can go through the google also, or the other reference places. But after reading that particular thing, try to do the writing part by yourself. Try to do it by yourself. Read it from other places. I'm not saying that you cannot go and refer to the things, but just don't copy from the from google or a particular place. Okay, thank you so much.